Don't forget the word empathy or what it actually means, because that's the only way you can make the world better. Good evening. I was sitting and watching the performance with you. So I must first congratulate the faculty, the students, the models, the master craftsmen who have stitched those clothes, people who put on that music, and the visuals and the lights. What a show! Very, very wonderful show. And this, I was reminded of a story which I must tell you, since I'm inspired by Balram now. How did I get into design? I thought it's very relevant today for me to share this. About 46 years back, I was in 10th standard in Kendriya Vidyalaya. In my English textbook, I had a chapter called the bullock cart design. That's the first time I heard the word design, and I was moved by it, because what it said was, of course, the chapter was for English language, but what I learned was that somebody can design a bullock cart while thinking like a bullock or of the bullock. That the bullock must be paining in this place, or will get the cancer if he pulls the weight like this. The weight should be reduced. He should feel less weight, should be able to move faster. I was so fascinated. I was in 10th standard. I was so fascinated because this was my first induction to how things are made, how things should be made. Just look around. Everything is made. Everything we look, feel, see, use in our environment, somebody's made it. Somebody's thought about this and made that particular object, right? That's called design. When somebody thinks of what can be made, that part is called design. I wasn't aware of that. But I read that article was written by Professor S. Balram. My father was in army. We were posted in Gujarat at that moment. I sent my father to this place called National Institute of Design to find out what is it and how can one get admission into that. This was when I was in 10th standard. And I landed up getting into design, and I feel blessed today that on this day when Balram is getting this award, I'm there to witness this. And I feel almost like I'm being awarded for my decision to join design. So thank you, Balram. It's a special day for me as well as for Balram. I learned much later that word which I told you about, the feeling for the bullock and then designing the bullock cart, is called empathy. And I realize in the world that there are very few people who get this feeling of empathy, or they understand what empathy is. One particular tribe of people who have to understand what empathy is and how to use it are designers, because that's the only way you can make the world better, when you can put yourself into your user's point of view. That's the reason, and that's how things are made and built. So, to the graduating students, my advice today is that, of course, you just warmed up, right? The race starts now. The work starts now. All this, what you saw, was student work. The work actually starts now, going ahead. Don't forget the word empathy or what it actually means, because it is going to carry you way, way ahead. Very important. Sometime back I had, I'm from Pune, I have a studio in Pune, and I had students visiting from another design school to my studio, and they asked me one question which I thought is very relevant. I should talk about that today here as well. They said, when you hire a designer, a young designer, what do you look at? What is it that me as an experienced designer I'm looking at in a fresh young designer. Now what I feel is, very frankly, I feel there are many design schools today. More or less, any design school you have heard of produces good students. The faculty is good, they make you work very hard, you know your tools, you know your subject, and then when you get into the professional life, you learn even more. So really, I'm not looking at the background or the skills or the knowledge of the student. That's something I take for granted. If somebody is coming from dot, I know what the standard would be, right? So I'm not going to look at the portfolio. It does not bother me at all. What do I look at? I look at if the young person who wants to join my office is smiling or not. Is he curious or not? Does that person have spark in the eye or not? And believe me, in the professional world, when you start working, not 1 year, not 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, that spark fades. The smile goes. You forget the reason why you wanted to become a designer, right? You stop enjoying it. You become a very normal person. You become like it's a job you're doing. You have responsibilities. You have to carry a family on your shoulders. You have your parents who would be getting old at that time. You will probably have children to look after. You will have social responsibilities, plus you'll have job responsibilities. There is so much which is going to be on your shoulders. You will forget why I'm a designer. So that's one thing you should remember. So what do I look at? I look at that smile. Because if at that time when you're just entering the world, if you're not excited and you're not smiling and you don't have that spark in your eye, I'm telling you, it's not going to come later. It is something which you need to grow with age. And that's something I love about your chairman, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed. He has the most beautiful smile I have ever seen. Seriously. I think the second name for the Dot School of Design could be Smile School of Design. Beautiful. So that's just two things which I wanted to leave you with. Don't forget empathy. Empathy is the only way the world will become a better world, and will be the only way you will produce better things, needed things for the world. And don't forget to enjoy it. Don't forget the smile. Somehow, I think you noticed when the models were walking, they don't smile, they were dead. They were like zombies walking. You know why? You know the reason why fashion models don't smile at all? Is because they want the focus to go on the clothes. Perfect. Right? But that's not the reason why you should stop smiling. I want designers to have the focus as well. It's very important to bring the focus on you, on what you're doing, because that's the only way design as a profession will go ahead. Thank you.